The topic I would like to discuss today is violent populism in the Philippines, resistance from the victims. I would like to emphasize the word violent. This is my outline for main points. First, I would like to discuss little facts on extrajudicial killing in the Philippines. I will then show a short documentary of what's really happening on the ground. And number three, I would like to reflect on it and where we go from here. When President Duterte, our present president, was elected in June of 2016, his main program was to have a drug-free Philippines. He amplified the drug problem in order to come up with a program of his government. At the moment, as of this writing, there are around 4,948 killed in drug-related killing operations from 2016 to 2018. This is accepted data from the government. The police actually said that these are the people who are killed in the drug operation. But there are other sources, 22,000 others, 983, have been killed not directly by the police, but from people. And now it's called homicide under investigation. But many people believe from the ground, actually, that these are actually killed by the police operatives themselves, not in uniform. At the moment, there is an estimated 33,000 from different independent sources. Like many of you, I teach in the university from Monday to Friday, but on weekends, I help minister in a very small parish of the dump site in Greater Manila area. What you see is actually a mountain of garbage. It's plastic, and our small churches are gathered around these areas. I have been there since 2002, and I go there every weekend if I am in the Philippines. This is what you see. This looks like beautiful from above, but this is what you see from ground. There are a lot of problems in these places: health, for instance, housing, abuse, women abuse, and children. But in the recent years, our problem is on extrajudicial killings. In 2016, 6 months after the Duterte administration, that small parish that we have already had like 100 people killed. What happens? The police has a list of drug addicts or small drug sellers. They just barge into these small houses. They would look for the name in their list and they just kill them point blank. Some of them, in fact, in front of their families. Of course, you can imagine the number of children left. One Sunday, I have a filmmaker friend, does documentaries, and he says, "Danny, can I come with you to this place, to Payatas? Can I see what's going on there?" And he did a little short film, which I will show to you, so that you would feel, we are a little bit far from here, so that you would feel what's really happening on the ground.
Olivas Street. Si Fred yan.
Ay, doon na lang po nakapit.
Isa lang po natin, sir, ma'am.
Hindi man lang nagiinom yun eh.
Sabi ko na sa watchlist daw, may drugs watchlist daw. Totoo po ba yun?
Siguro kung ginagano nila siguro nila na para lumabas ganito, para lumabas lang masama yung bata.
Pero hindi totoo yun.
Wala, hindi totoo.
Hindi gumagamit sila.
Hindi gumagamit yun eh.
Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. Now, there's a 3 million drug addicts. I'd be happy to slaughter them.
Sa 32 kaso ng mga napatay sa gitna ng war on drugs na naimbestigahan ng Human Rights Watch, lumalabas na 24 ay kagagawan umano ng pulis. Lumabas din ng mga pulis ang responsable sa umano'y extrajudicial executions. Sinilip din ng grupo ang laging paggamit ng PNP sa rasong napatay ang isang suspect dahil nanlaban sa gitna ng buy-bust o anti-drug operation. Nataliwas naman sa halos isang kwento ng mga testigo na sumusuko na ang biktima pero pinagbabaril pa rin. Si Pangulong Duterte at iba pang mga opisyal ng pamahalaan maaari raw managot sa crimes against humanity na itinakda ng International Criminal Court kung saan kabilang sa kumikilala ang Pilipinas.
I started working in Payatas in 1990s as a young priest. I have been celebrating masses there every weekend since year 2002 hanggang ngayon.
Sige, Padre.
Noong linggo, nagmisa ako doon. Pagkatapos ng misa, usap-usapan, gano'n naman ako pagkatapos ng misa. Hindi ako umaalis, chika-chika doon sa mga nanay. This Sunday was different. Kasi parang seryoso yung mga nanay at sinabi nilang, Father, nakakatakot na dito. Sabi ko, ano nangyari? Sabi niya, noong Huwebes lang, the Thursday before, 3 yung namatay dito.
Sabi ng mga kaibigan niya dyan, huwag ka magpunta-punta dyan man kasi 0-0 ka. Eh sabi ko, ano ba yung 0-0? May putong na daw ang ulo ng anak ko. Nung mula noon, malis na yung anak ko nagtrabaho sa Maynila. Katapusan ng November, birthday nga ng apo ko. Sabi niya, Nay, luto ako spaghetti. Happy birthday, sabi niya kay Juan. Eh, itong mga bata, naglalaro sa kanya. Parang masaya siya ng mga anak niya. Kasi mapagmahal talaga din sa mga anak niya yun. Mamaya-maya kunti, sabi ng mga tao, may putok na rito. Magmakaawa ko sa mga pulis. Huwag niyo naman sila.
Pero yung mga bata, nandoon sa labas?
Nandyan sa labas.
Pinalabas nila?
Pinalabas nila.
Pero yung isa, yung yumakap?
Yumakap. Binaklas pa rin ng pulis.
Ikaw yung nandito, di ba? Ikaw yung yumakap ka, di ba? Anong ang sinabi ng tatay mo nung bago sila pumasok nung pag-akap sa'yo? Pag-akap mo? Ngayon, basbasan natin si tatay ninyo para mag-goodbye tayo sa kanya. Nanay, kayo nyo. Mga bata. Sabi ko ng papa mo. Bye-bye. Ama naming sumasalangit pa, sambahin ang ngalan mo. Mapasa amin ang kaharian mo, sundin ang loob mo, at huwag mo kaming ipahintulot sa tukso, at iadya mo kami sa lahat ng masama. Itong si Juan, at narinig ko lang ito sa nanay, at sa anak niya, bago siya binaril, nagmamakaawa pa siya. Sinabi niya, Sir, Huwag niyo akong patayin kahit na magdusa ako sa kulungan buong buhay ko. Huwag mo na akong patayin kasi nakikita mo naman yung 7 kong mga anak. Sinong bubuhay niyan kung wala na ako?
Alagaan mo yung mga bata.
Opo.
Pagayanin mo.
Sikapin ko po. Bigyan pa ako ng lakas ng Diyos sa edad ko na ito, Father. Nasabi ko nga kung hindi ko makakaya. Pero kayanin ko, Father, alang-alang sa mga anak. Nabili ng anak ko sa akin at saka sa mga apo ko.
My campaign against drug will not stop until the last pusher and the last drug lord are
Pinagdarasal natin ang buong simbahan na sana ito'y maging malapit, lalong-lalo na sa mga biktima ng karahasan, ng lipunan.
Bigla na lang akong ginising ng mga kaibigan ko na. Tika-tika, si tata natukhang. Itakbo ako. Nadatang yung anak ko. Sa kasada bulagta na.
At makaawa pa raw yung asawa ko, tapos hindi rin pinakinggan. Tapos, hindi nila man lang naisip yung mga may iwan ng tao na patayin nila.
Inisip ko na lang na paano kung mawala ko, walang mag-aalaga. Paano kaya yung mga apo ko na yan, napito yan na naiwan ng ama, yung inawala din. Kaya sa gabi-gabi, nanalangin na lang ako na bigyan ako ng lakas ng tulog.
Nababahala ako sa mga taong namamatay. Natatakot ako sa mga pamilya nila, katulad ni Juan. Sinong bubuhay doon sa 7 niyang mga anak? Nababahala ako doon sa mga taong may kapangyarihan na basta-basta nalang kumikitil ng buhay. Sinong nagbigay sigla sa kanila ng karapatan?
Isa para sa lahat ng pinatay.
Panahon na ng simbahan na magsalita. Dahil kung hindi nagsasalita yung mga tao, sino pa ang magbibigay sa kanila ng lakas na magsalita?
How do I describe what's going on from the experience on the ground? Many commentators describe that the Duterte government is populist. Populism, according to one of the author, is a language whose speakers conceive of ordinary people as a novel assemblage, not bounded narrowly by class, view their elite opponents as self-serving and undemocratic, thus seek to mobilize the former against the latter. Let me unpack this definition vis-a-vis the Duterte rule in the Philippines. First is his ambivalent use of the word my people, sometimes interchanging it with my country. You will hear this 1,000 times in his speeches. Do not ever dare to mess with my country, or I will kill you. All these are punctuated by the F-word counterpart in our local language. The use of the personal pronoun my already signals paternalism common to all populist discourses. Number 2, this paternalistic identification with ordinary people and the masses is marshaled against the other. It is us versus them. Of course, he identifies himself with the us, even as he belongs to the local elite, which is the other. The corrupt oligarchs, the West from the Pope to the UN, are the others. In the Philippines, the other is also the drug addict, as you have seen in the film, the pests that destroy his country. Third, the violent use of words common to many populist leaders worldwide, from Trump to Bolsonaro, smacks of Hitler's or Mussolini's fascism. Only that in Duterte, the violent words have incarnated into violent rule using the state police power. The state-sponsored killing is a daily occurrence. What Trump only does in words, Duterte already fulfills in deed. Moreover, unlike other fascists, Duterte's fascism is not aimed at recovering a mythic past, like a pure German race or some sort of primordial culture. But his dream is similar, a pure future society called the drug-free Philippines. 4. It now begins to show that whoever opposes him becomes the new other who needs to be eliminated. It could be lawyers, journalists, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, or senators. And since the Catholic Church is the most vocal among the religious institutions and also the most potent, he has spent much of his energy in trying to discredit it. He said, "When you see bishops, kill them. They are useless." And now, that made the church silent, but also 3 priests have been killed since that time. Fifth, the fifth characteristic is his new political realignments. Political precedents and previous treatises do not matter at all. Allies have become enemies, and his enemies have become new allies. Whatever is expedient to his rule. His rhetoric is anti-US and anti-EU. China and Russia have now become our new friends. And he told Xi Jinping, "Make us a province of China." How do I make sense of this otherwise senseless situation? What are the common currents that are present in the Philippines with other populist regimes? Number 1, reaction to liberal democracy. One author describes Duterte as a counter-revolutionary, usually to denote a protest against the socialist revolutionary agenda. However, unlike earlier fascism, which was a reaction to communist projects, like in Germany, thus locating oneself on the extreme ideological right, Duterte echoes the new global emergent voices, the rising tide of anti-liberal politics worldwide. In short, he takes issue with liberal democracy, which Fukuyama once named the end of history. Number 2, historical revisionism and social media. In the context of post-truth era in the internet age, history is revised to say its total opposite. Believing in one-liner memes distorted and distributed by Facebook, and you have to remember Philippines has one of the most FB clients worldwide, the people begins to change perceptions. Marcos, our old dictator, has now become the new hero and was given a hero's burial. And his daughter, just last week, was voted as our new senator. Third, crass politics and public resentment. Duterte uses a very crass language. He's brutally frank and rambles in his speech, making the F word at almost every sentence. He disrupts the traditional statesman's language and takes pride in it in the name of unmasking public society's own hypocrisy of decency. A populist author once said that a populist is like a drunken guest in a dinner party. He can disrupt table manners and tacit rules of sociability, interrupting conversations of others, and perhaps flirting with them beyond what passes for acceptable cheekiness. And surprisingly, of course, to the delight of his captured audience. He takes it upon himself to give a voice to the poor spent-up resentments, for according to him, this is how the masses speak out of their frustration. And to let you know, the latest survey shows he enjoys 80% satisfaction rating. Where does hope lie? My answer, among the victims. This is my personal response as I journeyed with the victims for more than 2 years now since the start of the war on drugs. These 3 women in our group of widows were the first to sue the policemen despite the dangers it poses their lives. The next day, the national dailies ran this headline: "Fear is contagious, but is courage. Courage is contagious as well." Second, when I visit the wakes of those who are slain, I saw the cheeks on top of the coffins. I asked, what is this for? The victim's family explains this. They said, as the chick strikes its beak on the grains, it also strikes at the conscience of the killer, disturbing his conscience forever. This is what I call poetic justice. When all systems do not work for the defense of the victims and the poor, the chick symbolizes the poor's prayer to God to establish justice on earth. Third, when the breadwinners were killed, they grouped themselves together to raise their left-behind children. This small sewing business they started is what I call practices of hope and others like this. It is not big, but it brings back the dignity to their lives and the hope to their children. Last, when I first talked to her after the death of her son, Remy, the woman in the film, the grandmother, said, "They want us to die. No, we will show them that we will live." Listening to her, I began to realize that surviving is itself an act of resistance, because soon they will tell their stories and the stones will cry out. Thank you and good afternoon.